The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Hello, Gridiron fans, and welcome to Footballfanbox. I'm your host, John Hightower, and this is the show that celebrates everything that is football in Las Vegas. Now, we're going to change up the order of things this week. Now, we will start it with the weekly highlights like we always do, but from there, we're going to go to the game of the week, which was a Monday night classic between the Youth League Steelers and the Youth League Jaguars, and it was a classic. From there, ladies first, a new segment where we introduce you to the cheerleaders who cheer on the Gridiron Monsters in those leagues. Also, we have this from our producer, Jean. She wants me to let everyone know that I will be doing the NFL picks this week, so get ready to win some money. Also, Bill and Sean, get ready to get me again in the studio. I hope you're ready. Now, let's start it off the way we always start it off, with the superstars of youth and high school football.
Welcome to Footballfanbox Weekly Highlights. We have the 10 and underage group, TMT Elite 31, Wildcats at the 0. Wildcats are sporting their beautiful red helmets. TMT Elite are wearing the dark helmets. They ran their way, left, right. Everything TMT did was right on point. Wildcats played their hearts out, it just wasn't their day. Playing hard, looking for his man, decided to make something himself. Off to the left, he is gone. TMT Elite's there to stop him from the touchdown. Quick toss, reverse, looking for his man, interception, TMT Elite. The defense was on all cylinders today. Trap up the middle, cutting it up, foot race, TMT Elite wins that every time. You gotta hand it to the Wildcats. They came ready to play today. They gave it all they had. It just wasn't their day. The athletes were all on the left side of the ball. TMT Elite, toss left, toss right, it went their way. 14 and underage group, TMT Elite 32, Wildcats with the 12. More competitive game, they both played hard. Started off with the Wildcat interception that went for the touchdown. Toss to the right, TMT Elite, gone, touchdown. Everything they did went their way again. The big boys were just like the little boys. Quick toss to the outside, hitting his running back, quick stop, made the adjustment, foot race. TMT Elite are wearing the white jerseys in this one, and the same result. Everything went their way. Beautiful. Interception, he's making things happen. Cutting it back. Wide receiver. Oh, the ground made a great play. Quick toss to the outside. Wide receiver has it. He's off to the races. Watch me run. Everything they did went their way. Beautiful pass. He's going deep. Great adjustment by the wide receiver. Cuts it back in. Better athletes on that side of the ball. But we got to hand it to the Wildcats again. No matter what age group, they played hard. We're off to the varsity ranks. Mr. Bishop Gorman going against Sierra Vista, 62-7. Mr. Gorman was not in a mood to make friends today. Looking at their athletes, they are on the superior ranks. To the left, to the right, running. He is gone, gone, gone. Nothing you can do sometimes. But they still played hard. Sierra Vista did not quit. As you see in the highlights, they never stopped running hard. Trying to make plays, that's what they do. You got to give it to their coach for keeping their spirits up and fighting all the way through the adversity. Deep passes, what an adjustment. What an adjustment by that wide receiver. I can't tell you how difficult a play that is. Sierra Vista, beautiful slant pass for their touchdown. The only one of the night, and yet they played hard all throughout. You got to give it to these kids. It's easy to play hard when everything's going your way, but these young kids gave it their all, and everything was going outside of their realm. Good job, Sierra Vista. I'm proud of you.
As usual, those little monsters bring home the hammer every week. Love those kids. Now, we're going to do something different this week. We went out and we actually went live to Monday Night Football at the All-American Sports Field, and we witnessed a clash of titans between the Steelers and the Jaguars, and it was an instant classic. I hope you enjoy.
Welcome to Monday Night Football at the NYFL football facilities at the All-American Football Park. We are having the Jaguars play the Steelers in what's soon to be an instant classic. We want you to enjoy the game. We got cheerleaders, we got coaching, we got adjustments being made. Enjoy the game. On October 15th, 2018, two teams came together to sacrifice their bodies for the cause of winning. The Steelers and the Jaguars made it a Monday night to remember. Both teams giving it all they had. Crashing, thundering into each other like two trains out of control. Running all night long, getting that sacrifice of winning. The Jaguars started the game with a 30-yard touchdown run. Later on, they came back with a 2-yard scamper into the end zone that would make Larry Zonga smile. All throughout the night, both teams tried to get it going. Defenses were the key for this game. Coaches' hands in their pocket because the night was cold. All night long, the Jaguars moved the ball up and down the field, but only a few times were they able to get those long runs. The Steelers conquering, moving, thundering all night long. Little man catching up, making a play. Neither team could get what they wanted the way they wanted because the other team said no. All night long, the defenses were out there playing, and no one gave up. Every time I think of this game, I remember two things. The clashing of the helmets and how cold the night was. Both teams overcame their fears, and they went at each other. Little men coming against each other as though they were 6'5" monsters. All through the night, they ran up and down the field in a way that you will never forget if you were there. The cheerleaders out there, cold, to freezing, and they were still giving it their all. And that inspired the players to play even harder. The Jaguars had their way at the end of the game, but the Steelers kept coming all night. It took a monstrous effort to finally bring down players from both teams when they had the ball. Monstrous efforts, stealing the ball from each other in a pile. Quarterbacks doing what they could do to get open field and run through the night. Teams were all fighting. Teams were doing what they could. The Jaguars were the conquering heroes of the night. They had about 4 long runs that made the difference. Without those runs, it would have been a classic that would still be remembered 25 years from today. When you think of this game, you think of how the Steelers suffered for a while in that first half, while the Jaguars ran up and down the field. And the perseverance of the Steelers is something that is not to be forgotten. Jaguars sporting their pink socks with their uniforms in remembrance of the month of October, as it is Breast Cancer Month. The Steelers were out there, team in force, moving the ball, making plays. It just was not enough for that night. The Jaguars had their way when it came to the end of the game, breaking tackles, doing whatever they had to do to make the plays. This was something that I will not forget. Monday Night Classic. Beautiful teams doing everything in their power to get on that ball. Fighting, scratching, clawing, quick trap up the middle. It just was not enough. But at the end of the night, they came together, shook hands, and showed respect. Jaguars 24, Steelers 0. Very good game. Both teams played hard. We'll be here again next Monday for another Monday Night Classic. Please join us on Footballfanbox.
I hope you enjoyed that segment. We will be doing a few more of those in the future. And just to let you know how tough those kids are, I went out there and I was freezing, but not once did I hear those little kids complain about the weather. They brought it all night. The competition was on the highest level. And the ladies were phenomenal. And speaking of the ladies, we have a new segment called Ladies First, where we remind the world that women are just as important to football as the tough guys who play it. Now, here's the segment, Ladies First.
We are here live Monday night at the NYFL All-American Football Field. I am with Keisha. And Keisha, what is your role with the young ladies?
I'm the business manager for the 702 Jaguars football and cheer team.
A young lady taking charge. And how did you get started with this?
This actually was my husband's vision to start his own football team. We started this 2013 right in our living room, and just to see where we're at today is amazing.
A young lady searched our hearts, saw something needed to be done, and she did it. Yes. Perfectly done. And I got to know, what's your favorite part of being a director of these lovely young ladies?
Just seeing the growth. A lot of them are first-time cheerleaders, and then we follow them on to high school just to see the women they become. It's just amazing. It's no better feeling.
You cannot beat that. Keisha, I know you're very busy, and thank you for your time. I got one more question for you.
Yes.
Now, if I had a young daughter with me, how would I get her involved in your association?
You can follow us at Facebook at 702 Jags. Hit the like button. We update it every day. And also email us, dpjagsms@gmail.com. My 8U cheer squad here and my 10U cheer squad. And guess what? We're 3-time cheer champs. So, of course, you guys can get a peek of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Back to that good-looking man in the studio.
That one.
Perfect job.
Those ladies are phenomenal. And to Keisha, I gotta let you know, you are inspiring, young lady. To come up with that in your own house, to see a vision in your mind and actually bring it to fruition, my hat's off to you, young lady. Good job, and I like how you are a positive role model to these young ladies. Now, we are headed into the next segment, High School Picks of the Week.
Welcome to Football Fanbox's High School Picks of the Week. The highlights you are looking at are of the junior varsity game between Gorman and Sierra Vista, and that was a great game. Let's get into the highlights of the Picks of the Week. We're going to start off with a couple of games we really want you to see. Battle Mountain is playing Pershing County, 7 p.m. We really want you to get out there and check it out because that should be an excellent game to watch. Reno going against Spanish Springs is another game. Mobile Valley going against Virgin Valley. A battle of the big dog. Let's see who has the tougher bite. Now, this is the time of year where the players are starting to feel sorry for themselves. They're tired, they're beat up, and the fans are the thing that makes the difference in the game. And if you're the player, you know what you're going through. You're hurting, your dog died, your girlfriend left you. Everything is going against you. Your schoolwork is piling up. You need some push. And the thing that gives you the push are your fellow teammates getting out there and giving you support. Another game, Del Sol going against Cheyenne. Cheyenne is having a powerful season, and they want to make sure that it continues. Also, the Unbeatens. If you are Mountain View Christian going against Lake Mead Academy, neither team has a win yet. The fans must get out there because one of these teams are going to lead with a victory and make sure that it's your team. Get out there and give them a cheer on, all right? Also, if you broke up with your girlfriend, make sure you get your jacket because I'm still looking for my jacket from my girlfriend when I broke up. Y'all get out there, play hard, and never, never give up. Bishop Gorman is going against Durango. A great game should be seen. Make sure you get out there and root for your squad. Here we go. Lowry going against Churchill County. Churchill County is undefeated and they want to stay that way.
You know, I don't want to toot our own horn, but we're about 60% when it comes to the high school picks of the week, and that's pretty good being that I don't get a chance to go out and see all the games. So good job me. Now, we are going to head into King of Las Vegas football tournament with Bill and Sean, and the topic this week is the 5 monsters, the 5 guys who are leading the tournament at this part in the season. I think my team is better than all of theirs, but we're going to analyze them because they earned the right to be there. Now let's get into it. Bill and Sean, here I come.
Hello, Las Vegas, and welcome to our midseason special of Footballfanbox King of Las Vegas Fantasy Football Contest. Now, this week, we're going to highlight our top 5 teams at this point in the contest. And to start it off, number 5, we have Ominous Owl with 735 points, averaging 147 points per game.
Ominous Owl is a solid team. Better hope that their starting quarterback stays healthy. Kirk Cousins is doing well, but they've got Eli Manning as their backup.
And stop being injured, Freeman. I got you on my team.
A couple good wide receivers there in Antonio Brown, Allen Robinson, Kelsey as a tight end. Solid team.
Yeah, that's a strong team. Their depth is lacking, but their starters are probably why they are where they are.
And number 4 is Lev 3838. He's got 748 points, averaging 150 points per week so far.
Yeah. Again, a good starting lineup here. Roethlisberger as quarterback, David Johnson, Chris Thompson as your running backs. Don't forget about Joe Mixon, all right? He's healthy again. Get him back in there. Wide receivers, I love the wide receivers. Devontae Adams, Schuster-Smith, Brandon Cooks.
And I would go with Mr. Prescott as your starting quarterback from here on. I don't trust Ben Roethlisberger throwing interceptions.
That's why you are not in this top 5.
That's all right.
Okay, and moving on to third place, we have our SB52 champs with 750 points, averaging just over 150 points per game.
And I think that's just a few more points than what Drew Brees scores alone. I think Drew Brees is obviously the reason this team is up there, I think, along with Todd Gurley.
Oh, for sure, Gurley.
He's not too shabby. Not too shabby.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Sean. Pray that Drew Brees stays healthy because Mr. Mayfield is still wet behind the ears and Eli Manning is ready to be shipped to the home. So go ahead. I apologize again.
Gronkowski is very solid at tight end. Not as good as he once was, it appears. They're not really using him in the end zone, surprisingly, as much as they have in the past. But solid nonetheless.
I'm sorry. Our executive producer, Miss Karen H., is telling me that I'm being too mean on the players. I apologize.
All right, so number 2, sitting at number 2 right now as a team is You All Suck, 772 points and averaging 155 points so far.
Yeah, this is a real solid team here. Again, you have Ben Roethlisberger as your quarterback. Not much depth with Mariota. He can throw up good numbers, but you don't want to count on that.
Right.
I apologize, Karen. Mr. Gurley and Mr. Woods, there's a team called Philadelphia, and they're coming for you. So that's all I'm saying. I won't say nothing else.
Okay.
But Philly's going to get healthy, and we're going to get right, and we're going to come looking for you. Go ahead, Bill.
All right, but in the meantime, Gurley and Woods are pulling their weight there for the You All Suck team. All right, they're putting up big numbers week in, week out. They have solid bench. You got Sanu on the bench, and he's putting up starting numbers. So I like You All Suck's chances of moving on far into this tournament.
Agreed.
But last but not least, our number 1 team, Chip 91-14 with a whopping 784 points, averaging 157 points per game.
Strong team to be sure. You've got Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan to choose from at quarterback. So in any given week, you can play matchups there. That's a great position to be in. Having McCaffrey and Lynch, who's been solid this year, as your running backs.
Yeah.
Hopkins and Smith-Schuster as your 2 top wide receivers, and you got Ertz as your tight end. Man, it's a team to be reckoned with.
Right.
All right, Karen, I'm being nice. Both Rodgers and Mr. Ryan are both excellent quarterbacks and probably really good dancers.
The only problem I do see with this team is their starters are solid, their quarterbacks are solid, but their depth at the running back and receiver position
Could be better.
Could be better.
All right.
All right, but so I like You All Suck. Out of these 4-5 teams, You All Suck to me is definitely the top team, even though they don't have the top points yet. But I love this team. They're really strong from top to bottom.
Yeah.
You know what? All these teams are horrible. My team is going to be the one that win the contest. You heard it from me.
Okay, so that's
And
how we
I'm not
see
going to
it.
do my homework, Karen.
Yeah, but you do what you want.
Beautiful segment, and I have to admit, I didn't behave myself as well as I should have. Our producer, Karen, was telling me I got to do a better job at controlling my emotions. I'm an Eagles fan, and I will not apologize for that. The same way I won't apologize for being one of the world's greatest sit-down dancers. I refuse to do it. Now, as we always say on Football Fanbox, we'll see you next week, and always stay safe. We are at the Steelers facility getting ready for the Predators this upcoming week, and I am with Coach
AJ.
and also Coach
Tim.
Tank.
Now, questions I have to ask because the public wants to know. How did you get started with the NYFL?
My son wanted to play. My wife looked it up. It seemed like a great league, and that's how we got started. We got started going with them.
It's just like that. You see something you want for your kids, you go out there, you make it happen. I'm with Coach.
Tim.
And how did you get started?
I coach my son, who's 12 now. We started 2 years ago with the Steelers.
Just like that. And Coach,
Tank.
how did you get started?
My son wanted to play again. He's asked if I was going to coach with him, so here I am.
If your son asks you to do something, you do it. Don't make him ask you twice. Now, I see a gentleman next to me who's wearing an Eagles uniform because he's a decent person. That's what decent people do. They wear Eagles gear. Now, how did you coach the Eagles, and when did you become an Eagles fan?
Oh, man, born and raised back in Pennsylvania as an Eagles fan ever since I was growing up. Randall Cunningham days, everything. We're all back from Pennsylvania.
I remember the Randall years, best years of my life. Now, Steeler fan, he can't help how he was raised. Y'all show him love anyway. Now, Coach, how long have you been a Steeler fan?
Since I was in the first grade.
Now, when you were in first grade, I don't want to give away your age because the ladies may be watching. Now, I want to know what was going on with the Steelers when you were in first grade.
We were winning championships.
That's what they do in Pittsburgh. They win championships. Now,
The Philadelphia Eagles, by marriage to a beautiful lady named Jennifer. Yes.
so you married into the Eagles?
I married into it. Yep. She has to like the Chicago Cubs. It's a good exchange. So.
I like that. Now, one more question I have to ask you guys. What's your favorite part about being a coach out here?
think the interaction with the kids and also making sure they're taught fundamentals so that they can actually learn how to play the game and have, develop a love for the game.
Teaching passion to the kids at an early age. You can't go wrong with that. Coach, what is your favorite part about being a NYFL coach?
It's all about the kids. It's about giving them the character and the drive to be a better person and a better leader and a better athlete.
Teaching kids how to be a proper citizen in society. That's what we need. Grown men helping out kids to be better leaders in our society. Now, you're an Eagles fan. You don't have to say nothing. I already know you're a decent man. But I got to know, what's your favorite part?
No, it's all about the kids, seeing them succeed and seeing them learn something new that they've never known before. I mean, just learning every day, progression, and just teaching them something that'll help them later in life and become successful and really find a passion about sports.
I'm John Hightower, and I'm here with 3 decent guys helping out in society. Back to the studio. Hello, I am with Coach
Raphael.
And Raphael, how did you get started with the NYFL?
I went online to nyfl.org and got linked up with the program.
See? Anybody can join. You're a good person. You want to help out in the kids, you come out here and you help. I'm with Coach
Jarrett.
Jarrett, now how did you get started with the NYFL?
We decided to put our children in 2.5 years ago, and we looked up this NYFL.
And it got started just like that?
Just like that.
Now, another question for you. How important is safety to you when it comes to training the kids out here?
That's the most important thing about football, is safety.
Always safety first when teaching the kids. Now, Coach, how do you go about selecting kids for your program?
So we take all kids, doesn't matter their size or ability. I am the coach for the starts, which is the youngest, 6 and under. So we play them for a series of plays each and every game.
Very interesting. Now, they were talking about the pizza parties. Are y'all going to invite me next time y'all have one?
Of course.
You heard him. He said I'm invited. Now, one more thing. How many coaches do you have in this program with the Steelers?
We got about 14 coaches total.
14 coaches total in their program helping out. Now, another thing. I'm really not this short. They're both standing on something.